I was in a coma for 5 days, well 7 days. I should be dead. Like, it should have been either both of us or it should have just been me. Like, not only are you sitting in church, you're sitting in church with a man and y'all not abiding by the teaching that you are receiving. Like, I really got to see that you don't love yourself how you say you do. I actually decided to not have the baby.
Did you ever wish that your friends would just change like you?
I always tell people, I hope you never have to go through this. I hope you never look at my walk and say, I want to be sober like she is, because you don't know what I had to go through to get, to where I am.
We're telling you that you should have been the one that died, and people are mad at you for your friend passing away.
Okay, I don't gotta feel this today if I take a shot. Like, I'm back outside with a brain injury. Your life does not have to end where it is, in shambles or wherever you are. I was having thoughts like, your daughter doesn't deserve to have you as a mom. God is with you wherever you go, even in his silent moment. In his silent moments, he's with you the most. He's just waiting to see what you're gonna do.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Feel Heard, the podcast, what I love to call the Turn Your Life Around podcast, where we center your faith in God's favor. Today, we have a very, very special guest. She is a mom. She is now an author. She is one of the...
Just say last artist.
Last artist. Because esthetician was going to take me out. Esthetician was going to take me out.
I'm so weak.
Oh my gosh. Lash art. I'm bogus. Don't even worry about it. I'm bogus. I want to introduce to y'all someone that I truly love, enjoy being around, and a very new sister in Christ. Thank you, Lord. Takyria Jenkins. How are you?
Good.
There's gonna be some fake cheer noises in the back. Woo! Oh. Like it's live audience.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. But oh my gosh, I am so happy to have you here. How are you?
Good.
How's your day been so far?
Good.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Let me tell y'all how we met. I met TK because she was on another podcast that I was on, and her story sounded a lot like mine. Both was struggling with alcoholism and the club life, the nightlife. And every time she said something, I'm like, yes! Ouch, I just hurt my thigh. But that's how it was for real. I was like, yes! Everything she said. I will link the other podcast episode in the description, so if y'all want to watch that one as well. But that is how I found her. I followed her. We started talking more. I messaged her like, hey girl, I think we would get along great. Love your life. Love everything that you're doing. We should hang out. And she was like, sure, of course.
Yes.
And then she recently spoke on the panel at the Bareface Social crisis event that I just put together. All glory to God. What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And that changed a lot of lives. She changed a lot of lives, whether it was the table you were sitting at, with the things she discussed on the panel, talking about how your identity was once in alcohol. And I can relate. If I can't relate to nothing else that nobody said on that panel, I can relate to alcohol abuse, going sober, and I drink a little wine here and there. That's just me.
Yeah.
Hard liquor though, getting drunk, not in the cards for me. You won't see it. But you're fully sober, and you are 2 years sober.
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't make it to the 2-year mark. A lot of people don't get to live to even try to become sober.
No, that's
so
true.
Definitely giving God all the glory. Your life changed so much.
Yeah.
Dealing with alcohol, when God called you out of it, even tussling with God, coming out of it and trying to figure out what life is like. But God does stuff in the craziest way. I can't even compare to the way God pulled you versus how he pulled me. I hear your story and I'm like, I can't believe that you're sitting here. I can't believe that you look the way you look. I can't believe that your faith is so strong. Granted, God is so good, but sometimes people don't go to God. Sometimes people pull away because they question why me. So let's hear a story. Like, let's start off with like how you grew up in regards to like God and how you viewed God when you first started growing up.
Okay, that's funny because growing up for me, God wasn't a very important part of the household. That wasn't something that we were like taught. That like God had to find me.
Yeah.
But as a child, I never went to church. That wasn't something that my family did. I can remember when I was like 11. It's so funny. I can remember like one time I just heard people at school talking about God and people going to church and stuff. So I went, I went home and I had a book and I put it in the window. Y'all, I raised the window up. And it was windy outside. And I'm like, God, if you're real, I was like 11, 10, 11. I'm like,
What?
God, if you're real, I need you to flip the pages in this book. But I put it in the window on purpose because it was windy. Like, I just wanted to believe so bad, like at an early age, because it just wasn't a part of like my childhood. So yeah, I grew up kind of not knowing anything about God or who he was, or I just thought we were here.
The book flew over?
It did. It did.
Period, though. Hey, I'll take it. I will take it. It flew over even a little bit. I'm taking it. So, you're also a mother.
Yes.
How old is your daughter?
She is 5. She'll be 6 in 2 weeks.
And you are not with her father. Single mom. How?
Yes.
Love. Me too. Don't y'all see why? Like we
all together.
We just like. Anyway, so a single mom, entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You're doing all the things in life, but at a point in time, this book. Look, let's forget it. Let's get into the book. Let's get into your sober journey. 2 years of tears. Why did you name it 2 years of tears? That's such a hold on. It makes you look at the book like what?
Like, what is this?
Like, what is 2 years of tears?
So I named it 2 years of tears. I didn't name the book. I didn't give the book a title until like probably a month before I released the book because I was just so conflicted with what am I going to name this? Like I was on Chat GPT, like what should I name my book? And it was giving me all stuff that sounded amazing, but it didn't sound like me. And I'm like, I will be a hypocrite if I put this book out and it doesn't give all sides of how this journey has been for me, because I don't want anybody to get sober and expect to just have everything all together, because no, you're gonna fall real hard after that. So I was like, how can I describe this book just with a title? And I was like, 2 years of something, of course, because I'm making 2 years sober, but like 2 years of what? I can't say 2 years of joy, 2 years of sober life, 2 years of happiness. Like I can't say that, but the one thing that I had in common for the first year and the second year was tears. Like there was pain. Yeah. It was pain in both. It was pain when I was drunk. It was pain when I'm sober. So I'm like, 2 years of tears. And I want people to see it, and I want them to read it and understand, oh, she's not saying 2 years of just pure anger and she's sad and confused all the time. She's saying 2 years of tears. You can cry in what God brought you out of. So 2 years of tears. That's why I named it that.
Yes, you cry in laughter and joy and pain.
You
and
do.
You cry. You ate that. That's why we gotta let the Holy Spirit guide us and not Chat GPT.
Yes.
Because he ate that. I had to stop using Chat GPT.
I deleted it last night.
You ate that
last night. I swear. I
said I could only use it to make photographs, like flyers and stuff.
No, I looked on TikTok last night, and this man, he was so mad in his car. He was like, if you do 8-hour Chat GPT, delete it off your phone. And he convicted me. I'm like, okay, let me delete this.
Oh.
Like, I'll be on there like, give me a gym workout.
No, for real. Give me something slight. Give me a food plan.
No,
like, I mean,
please.
just asking for stuff. Like
Going too far.
Girl, but yes, that's enough about Chatty. That's how I used to name mine, Chatty. But oh my gosh. So what does 2 years of tears represent for you emotionally and spiritually?
2 years of tears emotionally represent the version of myself in every season, I would say. Spiritually, 2 years of tears represents that you can be all over the place. I think that's what it represents for me. You could be all over the place and still be on your walk with God.
Yeah, 100%. Your chapter 1, you start off the book with here you go. You don't sugarcoat nothing. You're not like, I want to give you a full background story on my life. You're like, here, like ASAP. The first chapter is called The Night That Changed My Life.
Yeah.
And as much as I want y'all to go get the book. That's what I want y'all to do. But we're gonna talk about it a little bit. I'm not gonna say with not a lot of detail because they are here to like get to know you as well and get to know your book. And it's so much stuff that you're gonna not say because it is in the book, not on purpose, just because if it takes time to write, it takes time to read, it takes time to listen to as well. And we only have about 40 minutes here. So can you just give a brief, like the story that changed your life?
Okay. Okay.
I know the night that changed your life.
So the night that changed my life and that inspired chapter 1 of my book is the night that I almost died. I almost lost my life. To be honest, I probably should have died. Should have lost my life, but God. I was in a really bad accident with a friend of mine. We went for a ride on his motorcycle one night and hit and run. Car hit us. My friend died. I almost died. And yeah, I know that kind of sound like here, dang.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, definitely gave here because it was. I feel like that scares anybody, and I feel like even though it was brief, that's exactly how it is. Like,
yeah, that's how fast it happened too.
And then because you were with somebody and you lived, chapter 3 is called Survivor's Guilt. Like, and you mentioned to me that people were saying that you should have been the one that died. Like, even you just said it now, maybe you should have died. And me knowing how good God work and how he want our stories to be heard and he do works in our life so we can help other people. That survivor's guilt. How was that? And not now, like, but at the time when people were telling you that you should have been the one that died and people are mad at you for your friend passing away.
At the time I didn't see like the next hour for me. I didn't. Like, that's how bad it was. It was immediately when I woke up, it wasn't something to be happy about. You know, everybody in the hospital, everybody surrounded me in the hospital and they're happy. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what's the celebration.
What do you mean when you woke up?
When I woke up I was in a coma for 5 days. Well, 7 days. Yeah. But when I woke up, it was like a celebration. It was something to just be happy about. And for me, I'm just laying there like, I should be dead. Like, it should have been either both of us or it should have just been me. Like, that's how I was feeling. And as time went on, people would say, like, somebody said something like, oh, if he didn't give you the helmet, it would have been you or something like that. And it's just like, dang, y'all don't think I feel like that? Y'all don't think I feel like I shouldn't be here? So at the time, I couldn't see. It was no talking to God. It was none of that. It was, and if I would talk to God, it would be, why didn't you take me? What's wrong with you? That's me asking God, like, what kind of day are you having? Like, to not take me, to take somebody and not take me with them. It was kind of like, it was very hard in the beginning. It was very hard. It was something I never experienced in my life, and I don't want anybody to ever have to experience. Like, it's very hard.
And y'all was drunk like on the ride?
We had been drinking. Okay. We had been drinking, but I wouldn't say like stupid drunk, but yeah, I was definitely kind of like out of it.
Yeah. Because like, I feel like a lot of us do things drunk and even a matter of not knowing. Like, you see funny videos, funny clips about people like going like drunk bowling and they will fall with the bowling ball like in their hand or fall on the lane. And it's funny because nothing bad happened, but when stuff bad, because we see multiple times like people get drunk, they're on like go-karts, they do all these crazy things and bad stuff happen until the worst happens.
And it's crazy because I had made a vow that I would never get on a motorcycle ever. And this is something that my friend knew. I had another friend when I was like 13. She died on my birthday, motorcycle accident, her and her dad.
Wow.
I made a vow that I would never get on another motorcycle. I mean, well, a motorcycle period, because I'm like, no. And it's crazy. It was a hit and run with her as well. And the summer before the accident, me and my friend were at his place, and I had found out that he still had his bike. And I'm like, you need to get rid of it. Like, I'm going crazy on him like a little bit. He like, man, no, it's cool. I'm gonna help you get over your fear one day. Like, and it just so happened that that's the day. And he was so prepared to help me get over that fear. He wanted me to get on that bike. Like, so that's how I know I wasn't in my right mind, you know, because the sober me would have been on some, no, we're not doing this. My friend died years ago. I'm not doing that. But I did it. So.
Yeah, wow. It's crazy that the stuff that we're afraid of and worry about are the things that like, it's like sometimes it's discernment, sometimes it's fear, but I feel like for you it was a true discernment. I feel like it was a fear as well, but it was, and the fact that alcohol takes away discernment is crazy. What do you see now that you didn't or couldn't see back when you first started your sobriety journey?
Okay.
Oh, let's go back. Sorry. Because why did you choose to be sober after that, after so much pain? Because I know for a while, I know that you were still drinking even after the accident. So why were you still drinking after something like that happened? And why did you stop drinking?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. People don't know this. I got sober for the first 3 months after the accident because I was like, at first I wanted my last drinking memory to be with my friend. I didn't even eat the last thing we ate for a very long time because I'm like, I want that to be the last memory of the person that I ate that with. And so drinking, I was like, yep, I'm not taking another drink ever again. My last memory is gonna be with him. And then 3 months, my best friend and him share the same birthday, always have. And I went out with her for her birthday, but it felt so wrong. It felt like, you my girl, I gotta be here for you, but he's not here to celebrate a birthday anymore. So what do I do with that? Like, I felt survivor's guilt was kicking in. Got really drunk that night, so I relapsed. After that, the drinking again after something so heavy like that, it numbed me. Like, it made me see, okay, I don't gotta feel this today if I take a shot. I don't have to feel this today if I take some pills that my doctor gave me. I don't have to feel these things if I'm in the clubs with all these people or if I'm sleeping with this person. Like, I really became into that and creating more bad habits for myself on top of, like, I'm back outside with a brain injury. Who do you know? Who? I'm smoking hookah in the clubs. My doctor is telling me you cannot do that. You have like, I'm just going crazy. So I was killing myself slowly, really. And I was already having these thoughts, but the thoughts were starting to creep up on me even more. Like, you just don't deserve to be here. I was having thoughts like, your daughter doesn't deserve to have you as a mom. Why you? You know, and I'm having all these thoughts and they were getting to me. I have journals that I wrote at the time and I'm like, why am I here? Like, why am I here? I got in an accident just to be back outside. I don't deserve to be here. Like, you get saved from something so amazing, brought out of something so amazing, just to be right back doing the things that you were doing. What is the point? Why am I here? And I wanted to not be here. I wanted to not be here so bad, but God revealed to me in a dream and it was just like, you need to be here, basically. And that's what made me want to get sober. And I went to church. When I went to church, I was like, I'm a hypocrite if I go outside and I'm in the church. Saturday night, I'm out all night, and then Sunday morning I'm in church. I feel like a hypocrite. So that made me like let all those ways go.
Yeah. And you and you said like your doctor prescribed you medicine. What was it for? Because you don't look like what you've been through.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard for people to see you and think
it is.
This girl ain't, you know.
This morning I went through the metal detectors. They was just going off. And I'm like, hey, I got metal in my body. I don't have nothing. They steady patting me down. But the pills were because I had jaw surgery on this side. I have 6-inch metal plate and 4 screws. And then I also have metal where my collarbone once was. I have an 8-inch metal plate and 6 screws. I'm sorry. I had hydrocodone and oxycodone. Oxycodone was liquid and the hydrocodone was in pills. So.
And that was for that pain.
Yeah.
Girl, that sound like it hurt. Like, I swear, the first thing I thought of when you just said 8-inch, I just thought of a ruler and trying to figure out like how long 8 inches is on the ruler. I'm sure my measurement is still off, but
I can show you. You can touch the screw.
I don't want to. Oh my gosh, I will cry. No, thank you. No, thank you. But even after all of that, it being 2 years, because your 2-year anniversary was when?
September 21st.
Of 2025?
Yep.
Woo. Girl, my life changed in 2023 too. 2023
2023 was the year of
2023, girl.
change. That's what we're gonna say.
Because the book talks a lot about feeling everything after years of numbing what it really like to, like what was it really like to feel again, because you said that like alcohol was numbing you. So after going sober and trying to find things that numb you, like what was that process like?
It was, I had to sit with myself. That's not you might think, okay, I'm just sitting with myself. I know me. You don't. You don't know yourself until all of those things are stripped from you. Um I it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I really got to see that you don't love yourself how you say you do. You don't love yourself, because if you did, you wouldn't even be in half. You wouldn't have even ended up in half the situations that you were in. A lot of things were revealed to me. A lot of things were just a lot. The mainly though, that you don't love yourself how you think you do. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts, especially when we are getting a lot of our love from people. It make you feel like because people love you, you love yourself, until you like, oh my gosh, I'm a little annoyed.
In that time, I got to see so much that I actually didn't like. Like, even something as simple as wearing wigs and stuff. Not saying it's a problem with that, but that just isn't me. That's not something I would hide from my natural state, because I felt like if I put this wig on and going to the club, I'm getting this person attention, and even the way I dress, like everything changed. And like childhood traumas, things that I'm never healed from, all of those things were revealed to me, because it's like, now that you're getting yourself right, you got to get yourself right even more before you can go to the next phase of your life. Now that you're sober, it's time for you to sit in everything that you ever did. Let those mistakes and everything, let it build character in you so that you can go on and be who you're meant to be. And I feel like that's exactly what happened to me. Like, it was
Sister,
heavy.
I feel you.
It was heavy. It was heavy.
I feel you. I used to wear wigs so much, and this is my first time. Well, it's like my fourth time this year getting braids, but this year my first time having braids in a long time, because I hated my forehead.
Yeah, no, and that's
like
the thing.
I straight hated things about myself.
No, and people don't understand that's a form of, you might just think it's something so innocent. So I don't like my forehead, or me like, oh, I just hate wearing my real hair. There is a cry for help in that.
Yeah.
Why don't you like that about yourself? Because look at me now. Like, I wear my real hair what about it? It just don't matter. So I feel like people really, I really want people to understand, like, learn to love yourself, learn to know yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
That's facts. That's facts. So what was it like to feel again? Like,
it was like almost everything, like all the emotions that you could feel, but in a good way. It was like, even in sometimes I was a little angry. I was angry at myself for the decisions that I made, or like I might have been angry at because the situation might have approached me differently. Now it's like, oh my God, I see that you were the aggressor in that situation. I'm angry at you for that, somebody else. But it was amazing, because it made me feel like a human. Like, it made me realize, like, okay, you've been acting like you're a robot or an alien. So it made me feel human again. It made me feel like, okay, you're not broken. Like, you're not a robot. You actually do know how to love people. You just had that closed off because of something happened to you when you was this age, or whatever the case was. So it was amazing. It was like almost every name, every word, everything you could think of, but in a good way, because it's like, it showed me that I actually am capable of being loved and to love.
Yes, I love that, because you ain't wrong.
No, that's how it is.
Especially once you like heal yourself and start doing the things that you actually do, like you start to realize that you were doing stuff that everybody else was doing. That's why it feels robotic.
Yeah, it feels repetitive. Like,
I love that you said that, because it's a robotic feeling. I'm gonna buy this because everybody's buying this. I'm gonna do this. Why would I just start talking like
everybody has this image of you, so they expect you to do it. So in your mind, it's so repetitive. It's like muscle memory. You're just gonna go do it because of those things, but it's not even something that. Yeah.
Yes. So in your healing process, were there moments where you felt God was silent because you didn't know God much? You felt like you shouldn't be here, but then you went to church. And then you're trying to heal as well. So you're trying to Like, that's very new. Some people already have their relationship with God and they know God is real. Like, my journey, I knew God was real, but I was still using crystals. I was doing all the crazy stuff while knowing God was real. But you and him wasn't as tight. Like, he knew you because he came and got you, but you didn't know who he was that much. So how was it finding out who God is, why you're living, like in him being silent, not being able to hear his voice because you're like, y'all not that cool yet. Like, to you.
It was actually crazy because the way I saw it, it was like, you came and got me. You not only that, you saved me, you came and got me in my late night hour when I'm trying to think of ending it all, and you got me in church. You know, you did all those things. You helped me with this. You helped me with that. You helped me restore all these relationships. But then you go ghost.
Ooh.
It was like,
really, I'm sorry.
No, hey.
My bad.
But no, it was like, what am I supposed to do? You know, and it did kind of get me out of my word for a minute. I kept going to church, kept going to Bible study. I was still in it, but I'm like, if you ain't really talking to me, I'm not really going to talk to you. That's the attitude that I had. But I had to realize, TK, God is with you wherever you go, even in his silent moment. In his silent moments, he's with you the most. He's just waiting to see what you're going to do. And I had to realize God didn't go anywhere. You did. Ooh. You know? Yeah. Yeah, because in the same sense, he did all those things for me. But what was I doing behind the scenes? I was right back. I wasn't drinking. I did get sober fully. I did get out of the clubs, but I created more bad habits that I didn't see as bad at the time. So it's like, of course you're going to feel a little distant from God. You ain't doing what he said. You know, you're not abiding by him truly. So of course you're gonna not hear him as much as you once did, but you gotta always remember, God didn't go anywhere. He doesn't go anywhere. You did. So yeah.
So what does healing look like now that he is there, and like what does it, because you used to heal with drinking liquor, but now how do you heal? Like, what do you do when times get rough, when times are hard? And the easiest thing back then was to pick up a bottle. The easiest thing back then was to do whatever else, because you just said that although you wasn't drinking anymore, you started to do other things. Like, and that's just facts. Like me, when I stopped drinking, I went to sweets. I know that's like, girl, please.
I know,
like,
but for real though,
what happened? What
seriously.
did you like fall into after sobriety? Because people don't talk about when you let go of one sin, one bad habit, and go to the next.
Yeah. In the beginning of my sobriety, I felt so amazing because I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'm finally doing this now. Not like literally, but I'm like, I'm living a perfect life almost. But I got so caught up on that high that I didn't realize I became a very much more lustful person because I feel like the drinks wasn't there anymore. And I was definitely falling into lust as a drunk person, but it was like this time it was connected to a fantasy of love. Like, okay, I'm dating you, but I'm falling in love with you because I'm on this walk and I feel like you could be my husband, whatever the case may be. Just very delusional. But yeah, and I would start just having a time and not even letting it go too far. Like now I'm building toxic patterns while I'm supposed to be on this amazing walk inspiring people. It's like, how can I keep inspiring people when I'm not even inspiring myself anymore because of look what I'm doing. But if you don't want the raw answer, I mean, I got into like coffee.
I definitely wanted the raw answer, but coffee, I know a coffee drinker right now that's irritated. Give me some coffee. But, I definitely know a coffee drinker that needs to be dealt with. Yeah. I'm not going to say no names, but I should.
It might be me.
I didn't know you drink that much coffee. But no, I get that though. Like yours is coffee. It still got that caffeine, got that kick, wake you up. But definitely the raw answer. People, because we go into different sins after we done did the one that we feel like was the worst one. The one that we feel like was...
You being a hypocrite. You start being a hypocrite. You start, okay, God, well, I cut that one out. This one ain't that bad. No sin is greater than the other. Don't matter. They all fall into the same category.
Yep.
Hell.
Yep. So to hell. Look. Literally. Like that's really it. So after all the changes that you have gone through, seeking God, seeing his face, hearing his voice, him being silent, but knowing he's there, stop drinking liquor, but falling into lust. Was there ever a moment when you didn't recognize the new version of yourself?
Yes. Yeah. All the time. It got to a point where I actually hated who I was.
The new you?
I did. I remember asking God, just give me something back. It don't have to be the drinks. It don't have to be the clubs. Just give me, I want to feel like that girl. I wasn't understanding that TK is very necessary. You let her go in order for you to be who you are. You know who I'm calling you to be. But at the time, I definitely prayed to God and told him, I hate me. I hate who you made me be. Like, and that caused a little, not anger, but it caused me to kind of feel away with God, because it's like, what are you doing with me?
Yeah.
You know, I was feeling like a puppet. I didn't feel like TK. You know, I felt like Takyria. And like at the time.
I was a turn TK.
Right. And like, I'm just new. I'm going to church. I'm involved in my church. I'm wearing all these cute church outfits. And people are complimenting me when they see me. But for me, it's feel like I got a costume on. For me, it's like, this isn't who I am yet. It wasn't who I was yet. So I wasn't ready for it. I couldn't process it. But yes, I couldn't understand her. I couldn't understand who she was. Like, it was something I started to do. I started doing something like a hobby. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I'm like, why are you doing that? Talking to myself. But it was like, because that's what you like to do now. You don't like to do those things that you did. And it got hard at times because the people you leave, the people in the scenes that you leave, they are still there, but you're no longer being invited, you know. And I was starting to hate them for that, but it was really like, y'all looking out for my best interest. Y'all respect my journey enough and love me enough to say, you know what, TK, we still do this. We ain't there yet, but we're not gonna put you in this because we see what you're doing and we respect it. I hated them for that at the time, though. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Is it me? Like, I started to really I started to hate who I was. I did.
Did you ever wish that your friends would just change like you?
No.
Or...
You know what's crazy? I actually never did. Like, never.
Same.
I never, because I know what I had to go through to change. Ooh. I know how painful it was. And as good as it is, I always tell people, I hope you never have to go through this. I hope you never look at my walk and say, I want to be sober like she is, because you don't know what I had to go through to get, you know, to where I am. And it was very painful. I don't want somebody to deal with survivor's guilt. Not saying that that's going to happen or that has to happen, but I just know how painful it was. Excruciating. Like, I just know what I had to go through. So for them, and I always feel like you can't rush somebody. When God calls them, God will call them. Like, because I wanted to be sober for a very long time before the accident happened. I just didn't get sober until the accident happened. It took that, like, that's God's way that was God's way for me. Yeah, you can't. So I never want to force anybody to do something that they won't do, because they won't do it. They might get on the journey, but then they'll get off because they quickly see, oh, this ain't for me. But when God calls them at that appointed time, then it'll be for them. And I'll be here. I'll be their sister. I'm still their sister regardless, but I'll really be their sister then. Like, okay, we going to church. We doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. And we're doing that, because I see that God is calling you to do that. But if he ain't tapping on your shoulder yet, it's not much that I can do.
That's how I be feeling. I be feeling everybody be in a quick mode to drop their friends and feel like they're better than,
and you don't have
and
to.
making their friends trying to turn to God. And I be like, look, like, couldn't nobody tell me nothing when
exactly.
When it was my turn, when I was in it,
how God gave
nobody
you that grace,
could tell me nothing.
You have to give it to
you have to give other people grace and let him choose them at their appointed time. And he's probably calling their name, but all we can do is plant seeds
and pray. Pray for him.
Pray for him and plant seeds. He gonna water it, let it grow in its own way.
It's gonna do what it do.
And I'm still friend, like,
yeah,
but it's not friend. Yes, I'll give all the glory to God. With us, I got one friend. I can't wait till she get later, Grace.
I'm screaming.
For real, like, I cannot wait.
I'm screaming.
But like you said, how painful it is. Granted, everybody don't go through the worst things possible. Because I feel like I didn't go through the worst things possible, like for me to turn to God, but I feel like a lot of people do, and it takes a lot of healing. I feel like that's what you meant when you were like, you don't want people to feel like this. You don't want people to get shaken up how you got shaken up. You don't want people to get chose how you got chose because of how much healing it takes. And healing isn't a straight line. Like, can you talk about a time when you backslid, even while trying to do everything right? Like, you
choked.
You almost choked. That's some water. You know, I got hospitality.
Little parched. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is a topic Woo. Time that I backslid when feeling like you're doing everything right. That is something, it slaps you in your face. Oh my God, it slaps you in your face because you want to be pretty and perfect. You're not. It's like a harsh reality. So it was actually very recent for me that I backslid, and I've backslid plenty of times. We all do, like maybe slip up and say cuss words or something like that. It wasn't like a small backslide like that. It was living in delusion. To be honest, living in delusion, and I was so desperate to be loved that I felt like, okay, God, the enemy sneaks in because I was praying like, God, send me a husband. Like I want a husband who gonna go to church with me, gonna do this, gonna do this and do that. God is going to give you that when he gives you that on his time, not yours. And I met this guy. He started going to church with me. Whoop-de-doo.
He was like, number one, period, God.
Whoop-de-doo. And things started happening. I started to feel like a hypocrite because it's like you sitting in church. Not only are you sitting in church, you're sitting in church with a man and y'all not abiding by the teaching that you are receiving. Hypocrite. And I got pregnant. I got pregnant. March of this year.
Oh, 2025. Okay.
Yep, March of this year. And I was going to keep the baby and everything. I was going to adjust my life. But I quickly got to see and realize this is not the life for you. This is not what's for you. If you go through with this, you're going to be undoing everything that God did in you. Everything. I went from planning a book release in September to planning a baby shower in November and planning for a baby's arrival in December. My prayers changed from God. They switched from, God, please help me finalize all this stuff for my book so I can come out and drop it, to, God, I don't know how we finna do this, but I'm finna have a baby. Can you help me with this? And it's just like, you're a hypocrite. You are being a hypocrite. In the same sense, you're praying to God, like it, hypocrite.
Oh. So whatever happened? It's October now. You're not pregnant.
Mm-hmm. So I actually decided to not have the baby, and that made me I felt terrible. I hated myself again, but I knew that I had an assignment. Like I got to get stuff done. Like, so I didn't sit in it, but I didn't keep the baby, and I hated myself.
What people are going to say, okay, you feel like a hypocrite because you had sex outside of marriage and gotten pregnant, but they're also going to say, oh, now what, murder? You know, they're going to go towards the murder thing. So
yes.
How do you cope with the feeling of knowing that it's a sin to have sex before marriage, but it's also a sin to have an abortion? How did that affect your relationship with God? I know you felt like a hypocrite, you felt unworthy and all these things. How did you deal with that?
You know, surprisingly, I don't want to say that it affected my relationship with God. Like, it affected my relationship with me, my capacity to talk to God and to deal with him on that level. Again, because God don't leave us, we leave him. And I just kind of was like, did feel like I couldn't tell him certain stuff or talk to him about certain stuff, but it's like, TK, he already knows what you're going through. He already knows that you're in this situation. So for me, I just felt like, who are you? Like, you're on this journey. People are watching you. People are inspired by you. And you're doing things like this. It's just like, you're not who you say you are. You're not practicing what you're preaching, or whatever the case was at the time. I was just feeling all of those things. But when it came to my relationship with God, I feel like God called me to repentance. Like, okay, if you repent of this and you really change your ways, you will be forgiven. I really feel like that's what God was saying to me at the time. And that's exactly what I did. That's how I handled that situation. I got out of that funk that I was in and I repented fully, gave everything to God, and I just moved forward.
What is your version of move forward? What did God tell you to do? Like, you did this, you did two big things that, like, when it gets what he's saying, I almost put up quotes. Almost like, cause no, that's real. You did these two things that went against his word. And like, what did he tell you after that? When you repented, what did you say to him? What did you, cause a lot of people eat that guilt. That's why I try to tell people, when you are feeling like you're unworthy and God does not love you, that's condemnation. It's not true. That's the enemy. And you knew that I'm going to do this. I know he's going to forgive me. And it's still a part of his plan, because I truly feel like he know what we're going to do before we do it.
Yes, he does.
And it's not a part of his plan, but we have free will to do what we want. He still loves us regardless. And people, because he gives us grace and he shows mercy on us, and people can argue with that. Y'all can say whatever y'all want in regards to that. We don't care.
Not really.
we don't care, because what did he tell you to do after that? What are your next steps in not being delusional, seeking love, like for real, no longer being delusional, letting God choose your husband, sex, like, so how is your mindset in regards of like abstinence and all these other different things?
So I really feel like God, that was a little bit after, I feel like God was calling me to not fall into those things again. If you do that again, hey, I don't know what's in the cards for you. If you play, because it's one thing for God to give you mercy, but it's one thing to play around with it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to know God is going to forgive me for this, but it's another thing to do it on purpose because you're expecting him to do it. So you can't play around with it. Don't play around with it. But I'm abstinent. I decided that if I ever put myself in a situation to even get pregnant again before marriage or whatever the case may be, I basically did the last thing for no reason. I went through all of that for no reason. I took my body through it for no reason. And that wasn't my first time doing something like that, but it will be my last, but in the first time, or I was living of the world. I wasn't on like such a faithful walk with God. So it didn't hit me as much as this one did. This one hit me where it hurt. It hit me really deep, but I am learning to live my life without needing to be loved by man. I've learned that it's okay that you don't have somebody. I think I was so caught up in that because I was trying to fill a void, I think maybe. But yeah, I am, I think like 6 months abstinent this month. Not much, but it's something.
No. That's 6 more months than a lot of people.
Hello. But yeah, and I'm like, I don't date. I don't want to date. I don't want to, nobody can come along and say, oh, I know about your journey. It's okay. No. I'm okay. Like that's where I'm at with it. And I feel like when God wants me to date, he will tell me. When God wants me to have that, he will tell me. And I feel like for me, this is not even a part of the question, but I feel like for me, men was my distraction after the clubs and liquor and everything.
100%.
That was my next distraction.
1,000%.
Yes. And I feel like God was telling me, if you continue this love for men or whatever it is you have, you'll forever hinder your growth. I truly believe if I would have let that situation saw itself through, I would not have shared a panel with you. I would have not been here with you today. I would have not probably launched my book because I would have been worried about X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I feel like that's the thing that God was telling me in that situation. Like, yeah.
Idolizing love, marriage. Because that's we feel like because we stopped doing something that God doesn't like, we deserve the next thing.
Yeah.
That I'm not gonna lie, I get it. You like, you know what? I'm sober. I stopped drinking alcohol. The first guy that come along, that's my husband.
And I had this mindset. I'm so glad I got saved from that. Thank you, God. Because in the mindset I had was, okay, I'm inspiring all these people. I'm doing this. But in my mind, I think it was the enemy telling me it's not enough. So I was trying to rush everything. I'm like, okay, the girlies, if they're going to be looking up to somebody, they need to be looking up to a married woman. If the girlies going to be looking up to somebody, they need to be looking up to somebody who's doing this, this, and this. So for me, I really do think I've never been a delusional girl like that, but I was just recently. And I got so caught up on a high and like, okay, God, this could be the one. We can marry him. And I don't.
So we can marry him.
Literally, I'm trying to censor God into something he never made for me. Like, what's wrong?
Ooh, you ate that. Just throwing God up in there. Let me censor you for real.
No.
For real. So how do you feel now? The book is out. People get to read your story. Why did you even make the book? What made you say people have to hear my story?
Well, to be honest, I didn't say. God said. Seriously. When
I know you serious.
No.
I know you are.
When the accident first happened, it's crazy. I've always liked writing. I've been that person. I got nice handwriting. I like writing. And I used to like create these like little ebooks for women. I always had this thing like, okay, I'm gonna launch some launches. Never did. Always in a club. How you gonna inspire some women? You got bottles in your hand and on your head. But nonetheless, when the accident happened, I started to journal. Like my first time actually opening my mouth and praying to God was like when I was having those suicidal thoughts, and I'm like, God, you need to help me. If you want me here, you need to help me, like literally.
Yeah.
And some of those ways that he helped me was helping me find myself again, helping me see that I do have purpose here and all those things. But he got me to get a lot of journals for whatever reason. Well, for this reason.
Yeah, for this one.
And I used to write a lot. I would write my feelings. I would write my prayers. I would write down every memory that came because I had a brain injury. So I couldn't remember every single thing. But when the memories did come back, I would start to write everything down. And then I got this MacBook. I started going crazy on the MacBook, and I couldn't figure. At first, I wanted to do like a what you call like a motivational message on like Apple Music or something. I felt like that's what God was calling me to do. And I started getting confirmation from people. My clients would always be like, "Man, you should write a book. Write a book, TK." And I always told them, "Nah, I gotta be a little better in life. I gotta be a little further ahead to write a book." I always felt like you had to be perfect, like you had to have your life together, and I just couldn't run from it no more because God, he had told me like, it's time for you to write a book. It's time. And I was supposed to launch it last year. Stuff was happening.
Yeah.
Other stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. So I didn't get to launch it then. But I really feel like God was saying, okay, you've been playing around for a little too long. You got the girls waiting on you. People are reaching out to you. And the guide is here. You just got to put it out. So, yeah. And I just, also people, like the people would always reach out to me. Their messages never went unseen or unnoticed. Like people would say they would share their testimonies with me and it'd be so crazy. Like I couldn't believe that they were saying this to me. Somebody who's still broken themselves, somebody who's still trying to figure stuff out themselves. And it was like, okay, if y'all think I can do this, I got y'all, but I don't know how far I'm gonna get I'm gonna get y'all on. But
I don't know.
Yeah, so I would just start, and like I said, in that time, feeling everything that I felt, I knew for a fact, I never want somebody to feel like this and they don't have nobody, because I didn't have a me. I didn't have somebody coming out with a nice book when you're going through something to read. Like, it was just me and God. Like, it was just me and God. Dark nights, late nights, crying, early morning. It was me and God that whole time. So it was like, I don't ever want somebody to feel like this. If somebody has lost somebody that they're with, I don't want them to feel the survivor's guilt. If somebody has tried to get sober and backslid, I don't want them. So people and God, of course.
I really do get that. With 2 years of tears, what message do you hope it gives to someone who's just starting their healing or sobriety journey?
I hope it gives them some kind of promise for the future. I hope it gives everybody some type of peace, knowing that you do have a future. Your life does not have to end where it is, in shambles or wherever you are. It doesn't have to be what it is now. You can come out of anything, looking at somebody who came out of a lot, so yeah, I want people to look and read the book and get out of it that you have purpose. No matter how far you think you're going off, no matter what you think you did that was so bad, you do have purpose.
Yeah. How has sharing, get it out. How has sharing your story publicly helped you heal in ways private healing couldn't? A lot of people love to heal in private and feel like they don't want an audience because of the sense of seeming perfect. How are you able to do this, sit here and tell this the story that is a tragic story, and people who's actually a part of their story be able to see you? Why is it so important that you did this publicly, you shared this book?
Because I want people to see that just because you see somebody and they are glitz and glamour.
Because you look good, girl. Y'all look like that 8-inch metal plate in there. Y'all look like that 8-inch metal plate in there.
No, stop. But no, I want people to see that You cannot judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
You really cannot judge a book by its cover. I know a lot of people do that. And I want people to see that you actually go through stuff. You are human. People sharing their stories and stuff with me has helped me want to stay on a healing journey myself and helping them heal, because I know no story is greater than the other. Nobody goes through anything worse than somebody else. It's all like the same pain we have to feel. But hearing people's stories, it sounds like nothing compared to, it sounds like something so much more compared to mine. They make mine sound so small. People have all these problems and all this stuff that they go through, and they come to me and tell me, and I'm like, I'm just the girl who almost died. Like, but it makes me feel, it gives me hope. It's like, okay, so even if I am ever going through something, even like me having an abortion, so many women after that have come to talk to me about their own experiences and their own like situations that they're in, and I'm just like, you don't even know you talking to somebody who just did that. You don't even know. But it's like God working through people. He's working through me, and it's just like that gives me, I want to be able to share it publicly. I feel like we don't go through anything for ourselves
at all.
We go through them for people,
absolutely,
to save the lives of many.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like every time I go through something, it's so funny. I have this thing. Every time I go through something, I write it down, whatever it is I'm going through, or I type it, and I'm just like, okay, when you come out of this, you got to talk about this, you got to talk about this, and you got to talk about that. Like, that's how I operate now, and it keeps me out of the past, because if I don't talk about it, that's where I'll be. My mind or the enemy will try to make me feel like I'll never amount to anything because I did those things. But it's like, no, I'm going to talk about this so I can save other people from doing, or help other people not do those things, or not put themselves in situation to do those things. So yeah.
One chapter of your book that I absolutely love, that that just makes so much sense for talking about sobriety and healing, is the wrong and right way to handle setbacks. And I feel like that part of the book is going to help people realize, like, basically how God works and what not to do. Like, what to do, but especially what not to do. I feel like a lot of times the what not to do is better than the what to do, because at least you know to take away the condemnation. At least you know, don't handle it in this way, with anger, with hatred.
Yes.
So that is a chapter that I am looking forward for people to read, because I feel like that's when the healing comes in. Like, because it's a process.
It is.
But as long as you don't do these things, there's a right and wrong way to do it. I feel like that's going to help a lot of people. If someone was to read your book and only remember one line, what do you want it to be?
It's a lot, but I feel like the one that I really want somebody to remember, there's a sentence, I think it might be in chapter 6, I believe, and it says, the journey gets, like, the load gets heavy when people are so inspired by you, but you're no longer inspired yourself.
Yeah.
And I want people to remember that one, because you will go amazing places. You're going to do some amazing things. You're going to meet some amazing people. But there will be times where you feel like, what? I don't care. Like, I don't want to do all this stuff no more, because you're going through whatever you're going through in your life. But it's like, your story is not for you. You just had to be the one to deal with it and go through it to get through it so you can help somebody. So yeah, just always stay inspired. Even if you got to inspire yourself again, that's what you do.
Inspiration does not stop. Like, it doesn't stop. Just because you're at a standstill, it doesn't stop. Like, it may take a couple days. You may have to do a couple things. You might have to clean up, but...
Oh, and I inspire myself the most when I'm going through something.
100%. Same.
I do. Like, I didn't used to, but now it's a thing where it's like, okay, devil, like, get back. I got this. Like, you get back. You think I care because you did this to me? I'm finna talk about it, and I'm finna help people.
I'm finna change lives with my testimony.
So
what God brought me out of.
So
for
salty.
Real. I love that. I say that all the time. I be like, you can't ever go back to God, devil, because you betrayed him. I'm his daughter forever. As long as I repent and I change my ways, he forgive me. He don't forgive you. You don't have no place in heaven. I do.
Literally.
And that's why anything that I ever go through, nothing can shake that out of me, because it's like, he's gonna bring me back to him. He's gonna help me get back to him and get back on my feet in ways that you thought I would never do, that you hope I wouldn't. So I always be laughing at the devil.
And for me, mine is just knowing like you gotta stay behind me. You cannot come ahead of me ever. You can only tempt me. And sometimes you can't even do that. Like, you really don't get it. And the devil can only remind you of your past. Like, if you have, like, for real, if somebody got a thought about something not gonna work out for them, whatever the case may be, that's the enemy trying to convince you that. The enemy can't tell you anything about your future. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
He only can bring you back to your past, and that ain't nowhere to be. So get up out of the slump.
No, you're not going back there anyways. What he thought? Like, I really enjoy this conversation. I cannot wait for the girls to read this book. I cannot wait for people to just buy it for somebody else that needs to listen to it. I said listen to it. You should do an audio. You gotta do an audio version.
I want to. I actually been thinking about it.
Yeah, you should do an audio version. I love a quick a listen while I'm cleaning and stuff. I love that. Go just read it and put it on YouTube if you don't feel like doing an audio version.
I'm screaming.
But what's next for you besides the audio version? What's next for you, like in faith, in healing, your purpose now that your book is out in the world? What's next for TK? Takyria.
Right, Takyria. What is next? I just be waking up and then my next is here. So I really...
You ate that. I like that, sister.
Because God be taking me everywhere. He'll tell me to do this, and then it's like, no, I want you to also take a detour. Do that. So I don't know. But I do know that I want to serve people. I've never had much of this feeling for people that I have now. So I do feel like whatever is next, it's going to always involve people, some sort, some way. I'm going to continue to write books. My next one, I think it'll be catered to children.
Okay.
I think because the youth, they need some help. They need some help.
They do.
But yeah, whatever my next is.
His purpose for your life, his will for your life.
Yes.
Well, because we don't ever know. I love a detour. I used to hate a detour, but ever since like starting over fresh and finding him, I love a detour.
You see that they're necessary too, though. Like, God will tell you to do one thing, but then it's like almost as if, and I know this is not true, but almost as if God realized, wait a minute, I think she should go this way first. It was like, no, that was a part of the plan the whole time. He wants you to see, okay, you can get here to this big place and big promise that I promised you, but you do have to go, you got to go through an obstacle course first. I just want you to see that it's possible. Yeah. I want you to see that, like, you for your event, like, that's the big thing for you. If this is possible, this is something I'm promising you, and even many more events to come, but it's like, that's there. That's going to always be there. What's yours, nobody... Yeah. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's already there. But you do gotta hit some bumps in the road to get there. So like that's just an example of like
cool with a little bump.
Yeah. As long as it don't hurt too bad.
Never a little bumper car. I always pray that like God, I know long suffering is a thing, but please.
No.
But please.
I've done.
I be saying some crazy stuff. I'm like, ooh, I want a new car. Lord, please don't take the car I got now. You gotta
No.
Because he will.
He
will.
Want
a new car? Bet. Wait, Lord. That's not what I meant.
This one will get totaled.
But I really enjoyed having you here. I have one last question. My favorite question ever. Why Jesus? There's so many different religions, idols, spiritualities. There's so many things that people get into and still claim God, of course, say, I love God. But why Jesus?
I crack my knuckles. Bring me to the front. No, this way. I'm
You're
Peter.
a warrior. Okay, Peter, come on.
No, because that's who came and got me. No Buddhism or Allah, none of that. None of those people, they can't come and get you. So how are they real? But that's not what you asked me. So but no, Jesus came and got me. To be very specific, I made a bet with God. Told him, like, after the accident, I was just like, I don't even believe you real at this point. You're doing all this crazy stuff, all this rigmarole. And I prayed a very specific prayer. And I was like, God, if you want me to get in church and you're really trying to save my life for real, I need you to do something for me. And when I tell you, like, the next week, I never seen a prayer like happen so fast. He did it. And I was like, okay, I gotta make up on my part and go to church. And I did. And he started clinging on to me in a different way. I've always heard people talk about God, Jesus, the Lord is your Savior, all those things. But I've never felt, I had a real experience. Like, I felt like it's a real thing. Like, I really felt him at my side, seriously. And I was like, nobody can ever convince me that this is not. Nobody can ever convince me that this is not. It's not even about prayers being answered. It's about, I'm talking about Jesus actually walking with me, actually letting me know you don't have to worry about anything. And I'm just like, wow, I got to experience him on a deeper level. And I'm so grateful that I did, because it set the tone for the rest of my life. Like, you can never convince me. You can never convince me.
I love that. I love that. TK, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for coming on to this podcast. Can't wait to bring you back. I can't wait to bring you back to this podcast. And it was just an amazing podcast. Make sure y'all on Amazon, the link will be in the description. Gosh, girl, get it out. Right now, y'all, on Amazon, 2 Years of Tears by Takyria D. Jenkins. It will be in the description. So you just go over there, click the link. It'll take you right there. And purchase this amazing book. Buy it for a friend. When you're done with it, let her know that you got it. Let her know if it helped you. Let her know everything. You can leave a review. And I'm gonna make sure that she talk more, she speak more, that people hear her voice more, because I love her. I love you. I think you're amazing. And we're gonna stay on our abstinence journeys.
We are.
Take care of our daughters.
We are.
Spread the gospel. Let people know how good Jesus is in our life and how he's gonna be great in theirs as well.
Yes.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and turn on y'all post notifications for the next episode of Feel Hurt, the podcast. Bye.